In this video, I'm going to be showing you this really cool AI rendering software for architects. It's called VizMaker, and I'm going to be using it to create some photorealistic renderings of my Revit models. We're going to be editing those images, upscaling them, creating even a video, and also generating a 3D model from an image. Let's go. Now, if you don't know, VizMaker is an AI rendering software that utilizes the best AI rendering engines out there, all inside of one platform, and it's perfectly connected with your favorite 3D modeling software. In this case, I'm going to be using Revit. There is a Revit plugin for VizMaker. You just click it once and it's going to load your views from Revit into VizMaker so you can render them quickly and easily. Now, in terms of rendering, I'm going to be showing you how to make your just simple 3D images look photorealistic. We're going to be editing them, adding people, cars, and so on. We're also going to be generating a video, and I'm going to be showing you how to upscale those images. Finally, I'm going to be showing you how to take a simple image and then turn that into an actual 3D model. It's all going to be done very quickly and very easily with just a few clicks. Now, for VizMaker, privacy is really important, so your data will be protected. There is a private mode. You just turn it on and you don't have to worry about your data being lost somewhere in the cloud, and you don't have to worry about breaking any NDAs. So with that private mode, you are protected. There is a free trial, so you can get started right away and follow along with this tutorial. I'm going to link it up in the cards above and then also down in the description of this video. It takes you to their website. There you can just sign up and download the VizMaker application from the Microsoft App Store. You install it and you're ready to go. And full disclosure, this is a sponsored video. Now, without any further ado, let's jump straight into VizMaker. And here we are inside of VizMaker. So you can see this is the interface, and we're going to get started right away. But first, I just want to show you here in the settings tab on the bottom. You can see here we have the plugins, and if I expand that, you can see all of the software where you have available plugins for VizMaker. And here you can see I've checked off Revit 2026, and now if I just cancel out of there and then just minimize VizMaker, you can see here I am in Revit 2026, and under add-ins we can see we have VizMaker, and this is basically just a simple button. You just click on this button, and whichever active view you have in Revit, it's going to load it straight into VizMaker. So no need to take any screenshots or export or anything like that. It's all done automatically with this button. So this is a couple of projects that I have. So I'm going to start off with this 3D view. So I'm just going to click on that, and as you can see, it has been exported here in VizMaker. I can go back and then I can say, okay, I want this 3D view as well. So it's over here and it's in this kind of canvas, and it's really useful. It's kind of a node system, very intuitive to use, and let's just add the rest of them. So this is the interior of that office building. So we have that, and finally let's go with this a different project. This is just kind of a massing project, but I just want to see what can we get as kind of a concept at this conceptual phase. So again, let's go to add-ins, send to VizMaker, and here it is. Okay, so now let's get started. I'm going to get started with this one over here. So I'm just going to select it, make it active. We can see the preview here, and then here we have all of the modes. So we can use the image editor, image creator, image upscaler, and so on. For now, let's stick with image editor, and then for the engine, you can pick out any one of these. I'm just going to stick with Nano Banana 2. You can see here it says precise, quality, fast. That's exactly what I want. Then here we have the priority, which can be standard or relaxed, which is a bit cheaper. We can set up the resolution. I'm going to start off with the lower now, and then we can upscale it later on. And then the aspect ratio, you can stick with the original or make it converted to one of these. I'm just going to go with original. And finally, here we have presets. So here are prompt presets, which you can use. You can also create your own. But for now, let's get started with a simple view to render. So when I click on this, it's just going to give it a prompt to create photorealistic image. I'm just going to click make, and it's going to get started. And then I can do the same thing for this one. As we're waiting, select it, have that convert to a rendering. So let's see here. Okay, make. There we go. Let's go with this one, make, and with this one as well, make. And there we go. So we're kind of working with multiple images at the same time. And here we go. Here is the first result. So this is what we get. Here in the preview, we can see it a bit better, or we can just zoom in to see what we have. And this looks really, really nice. Here we have this one. This is kind of that perspective view, or kind of a bird's eye view. Then this is the interior view. This looks really, really great. And then finally we have this image, and this is kind of what it did from this conceptual massing. I was actually afraid what it will do, because here we have these buildings that are just kind of transparent, so I was a bit afraid of what it would do. Would it show them as transparent boxes? And no, it actually converted them to actual buildings, which is great. Now let's add some people. So let's go with this one. I think this one is the nicest one from the exterior view ones. So here we can see all of the presets that we want, and then I can say, okay, let's add some people to this one. Add people to the image, make. And now it's going to start doing that. For example, for this one, I'm also going to, let's actually add some cars for this one. So add cars, make, and then we'll see what that will do. Okay, there we go. We have some people here. We can also add a bit more realism. Let's try that. We'll see what we'll get from there. And then here you can see we have cars. So for cars, we also have like blurred cars if you want that. But yeah, let's just stick with these over here. For example, what we can do is we can select an image, and then we have this option to draw. So with this, we can basically point out anything that we want on this image. So for example, I can kind of highlight this car, and then I can say remove this car, and then click make. Now, for each one of these, you'll see how many credits will this cost. So it's basically going to remove those credits from your account in order to generate that image. So this is what we have here. Okay, so here for added realism. Okay, I really love this. It managed to kind of switch the perspective, and it does look fairly realistic, and it's true to the shape of the building. Yeah, it only added this shop over here, which I actually quite like. So this looks very nice. And then here we can see this car, it was removed. So we've managed to just mark it out and then remove it. Now, let's say we're happy with this one, for example, and we want to see what this building would look like at night. So what we can do for that is just select it, and then we can go here, night to day. Or it doesn't mean that you have to go with the latest image that you have. So for example, this, you can follow the chain kind of from the beginning. This was our kind of source, and then we did this, and then this, and then we've upscaled it, made it more realistic. But if you're perhaps happy with this one and want to see what this one would look like at night, so you can select this one and then click on night to day, click make, and it's just going to create another node from this one for that prompt. And as you can see, this is the result. So basically a night scene from this day scene, and yeah, looks really, really nice. Now let's explore creating a video, because that's possible as well. So for example, I can select this one, and because we have cars and all of that, I think it would make sense for this to be a video. So what I'll do is I'm just going to scroll up here and then go to Video Creator, which is another mode that we can use. And then here we have multiple options that we can use for this. So for this one, I'm going to go with the Kling O3 Pro, and here it's going to tell me how much that's going to cost. Of course, it is going to be a bit more expensive to create a video. And then here we can see the presets. So we can go with rotate, drone, rise, people time lapse, people walking, and so on. So let's try people time lapse. And let's say people walking around the space, having fun. Let's say cars moving. So you're not basically locked into this preset. You can change it or add something or remove something if you want. And now let's click make. And it's ready. So let's click on that. And this is what we have. So as you can see, it's a time lapse with a little movement. It's a 4-second video. And of course, you can go full screen with any one of these, just so you can see what that looks like. And yeah, this looks really, really cool. This is especially great for kind of posting your projects on social media or something like that. You can just quickly get a video which performs a lot better than images, and it's a lot nicer kind of for people to see a little bit of movement with your projects. Now let's move forward and go back to this one. I think this one is perhaps my favorite out of all of these, and for this one I'm just going to go back here to Image Upscaler now, and now we have this option to upscale image, and I can just click make, and now it's going to upscale that image. And now just to see what has happened with this upscaler, let's right click on this one and go compare A, and then right click on this one and go compare B, and as you can see it's going to switch to this compare function, and now here we can compare between these. So we can see, yeah, I think here with people it's so obvious the difference what the upscaler does. Yeah, it's actually a huge difference. See here, same thing with vegetation. It adds so much more detail. So yeah, it's quite a significant change that we have here. Now, once you're happy with one of these, you can just right click and then go to save selected media, and then you can just save it on your computer. I can just save this one on my desktop, just like that. And then I can open it up like this. So as you can see, it's a very powerful image, and it's, yeah, very clear, a lot of detail going on here. So yeah, really, really good. So now I'm just going to escape out of here, and now let's discuss the private mode that we have. So when it comes to working on projects, especially when it comes to AI rendering, storing things on the cloud, you do want to protect your privacy and you do want to protect your data. So here, if I switch to settings, you'll see that we have this private mode option, which says that it doesn't store uploaded media, generated images, or prompt in the cloud. So this basically makes it save only on your computer, so you know that your data is protected, and if you perhaps have some NDAs for your projects, you know that you are not breaking those by using an AI rendering software. So that's really, really important. Now let's switch back here to render, and now I'm just going to load in an image. So I'm just going to right click, load. Here I have this office chair image that I'm just going to load, and now let's switch the mode from Image Upscaler to 3D Model Creator. We can even do that. So for the engine, I'm just going to switch to Meshy AI, and then here we can adjust the settings however we like, but essentially what this will do is it's going to turn this image into an actual 3D model. So let's click on make. And here we have the results ready, so we can preview it here, and as you can see, this is the 3D model that it has generated, and it's actually quite powerful and quite realistic. I didn't expect this level of quality, so I'm quite impressed. And of course, we can save this media here. As you can see, this is the file format that it's going to save it as, and now I can just save it there. So there we go. That's how we can create 3D models out of simple images. Now let's talk about the account tab and what this looks like. So this is your billing and usage. So currently this is how many credits I have. So for all of these tests and all of this, I have used up about 27 credits, I think. And here you can see your plans. So you have your standard plan and professional plan. This one is 100 credits each month. This one is 250. And then you have all of these other benefits that you get. And we have the professional plan, which is just more, and then finally you can purchase individual credits here as well. Now keep in mind that there is a 7-day free trial that does include credits as well, so you can test this out for free. So again, as I said, check out the link up in the cards above and down in the description as well, and there is also a coupon code that you can use to enter to get a discount on your credits to test out VizMaker on your own projects.